What up everyone? How you all doing? Welcome to my channel. This is Chidi. It's your boy Chidi and I'm out here making a video on how to become a developer in 2020. So this video also applies to mobile development, web development, game development. It's just how you can become a developer. So I'm just going to talk about that. I also mentioned the 3 different paths to become a successful developer and also some bonus tips on most tools or what you need to do to achieve it, to get a great job as a developer. I'm just going to jump right into it. There's 3 common paths of becoming a developer. The first one is getting a computer science degree. The second one is attending a boot camp that teaches you like the latest technologies or the in-demand technologies. And the third one is being self-taught, trying to learning yourself. So I'm so happy like on YouTube here there's so much resource. There's people who are self-taught talking about their documentation of how they became self-taught and how they got like landed great jobs and like in the big tech companies. So you can watch those videos. And also computer science and bootcamp guys. So it's amazing like the different resources we have. So check them out. I'm just gonna tell you like the 3 different ways like I just mentioned. I'm just gonna dive a little bit deeper into each of them. So computer science degree. What is a computer science degree? It's attending a university for about 4 years and getting experience, learning a lot of things from attending school, just like going to university studying it. But when you come out, you have a foundation for everything. So I'm just gonna go over the advantages and disadvantages. The advantages of getting a computer science degree, it's you learn everything. You learn the fundamentals of everything. You learn the data structures. You learn algorithms. You learn logic. You learn maths. You learn everything. So that's computer. I went through that part. I studied computer science at university. So that's the part I know. That's the part I've experienced. You just learn. Sometimes you kind of learn things that you don't really need, or you. Let me not say you don't need because they probably have a reason for teaching it, but you don't apply every day on the job. So or you may never apply, but you might need it at some point. But right now there's a bunch of things I learned in school I'm not even using. I think that's for almost every profession, right? So let's not get hung up on that. So you learn a lot of things. It's amazing. It's good like making friends. It's good for those are among the advantages. It's good on your resume. Like let's just be honest. Like when you see someone finish from a top university in computer science, people tend to like want to at least offer them a job interview than someone who doesn't have a university degree who's applying for that job. So that's that's life, man. People just have their preferences. It would be nice if you can do computer science. But then if you're older, if you've gone to university already, or if you're not interested in studying that computer science, or if you just can't wait for the whole time, you can also use one of the other parts that I'm describing. So the advantage is solid foundation, more cred in the industry. That's what people admire you. The disadvantages is it's long. It's 4 years. It's a long time. Also, it's very expensive. So going to university for 4 years is a lot of money and it's also expensive in the sense that you're not going to be working for 4 years. So you're losing money that should be coming in and you're spending more money and you end up taking a lot of loan for that. So it's expensive and it's a long time. But is it worth it? Yeah, I guess like it's education is good, right? Like you want to be educated as much as you can. Maybe not just through schooling, but as much as you can get education. So it's you to decide if it's worth it. But you learn much more than any other, you learn more formally than the other 2 parts. So those are the advantages and disadvantages. I'm gonna go into bootcamp. What a bootcamp, the advantage of taking a bootcamp, or what and disadvantages. So a bootcamp it's a school or it's an organized setting where you learn the latest technologies taught by professionals in the field and taught by teachers. And these technologies you can go right away and get a job. And and you've learned the skills that you'll be able to succeed in that job. And I currently work and I've met people who went to boot camps and they are excelling too at the workplace. So boot camps are good. I would recommend that if you want. I would recommend that to a large extent. I'll tell you the reason why in a bit. But if you don't want to go back to school or study computer science, Bootcamp is a very good, it's a very good resource, very opportunity. One thing that you should keep in mind though is picking a bootcamp. There's so many bootcamps now. There's a lot of bootcamps, so I would recommend, if you're gonna go through the bootcamp route, that you should speak to an alumni for that bootcamp. Like, try to link up with someone, search for them through LinkedIn, or pretty much LinkedIn is your best resource. Just type the name of the bootcamp. You might see people who went there that you might be following or connected with, or ask somebody that might know somebody. But speak to an alumni, let them tell you their experience. Let them tell you if they have a job now in that field, because some bootcamps don't teach you as much as you need to know, or what you need to know. They're just trying, it's a school, right? They want to make as much money as they can. Everyone is trying to stack that bread, so don't be surprised if you don't get your best what you're expecting. So you want to speak to an alumni so you can make sure you're going to the right one that you decided. But the advantages of bootcamp is you learn the latest technologies. Like in the university, like the school I went to, like you don't learn, like they're not going to teach you React for front end, the framework. They're not going to teach you Angular. They're not going to teach you .NET or like Node.js. Like they teach you like JavaScript and the basics, but you have to like expand. But you have enough knowledge to expand on, or progress, or like learn those stuff. But bootcamp, they teach you what's hot. They teach you like React, Angular, .NET, Node.js, AWS stuff. So with those things in mind, you can just go right into the job first. That's the advantage. You learn the latest technologies. Secondly, it's a shorter period of time. So typically, some of them are within 8 weeks to 16 weeks. I know someone who went for 12 weeks. I know like a bunch of people who did different ones. So that short time, you spend a lot of time learning stuff. That's the main one. And the third advantage is you meet like-minded people. You meet people who want the same thing as you. You meet people who are matured in the sense that they have work experience. Some of them might have work experience before, but they know what they want to do. They want to be developers, so they're going to give it their all. That's the advantage. So you can even make connections and friends from there that you can in future maybe work together or refer each other. So that's the advantage of a bootcamp. Has disadvantages. I'm going to get to that right now. It's expensive, but it's cheaper than a university degree for sure. University degree can rack into like maybe $40,000 or 50 or whatever, but this comes up sometimes. It's like some you see for like 15K or 12K, $12,000 or like $18,000. So some of them are very expensive. It's expensive for a short period of time. But then that's disadvantage. Oh, one more advantage, it's immersive. So even that short period of time is like people you gotta put your all. Like you gotta, sometimes you move to the location, that's all you do morning till night, then in the evening you're doing assignments, you're going back the next day for weeks. So it's completely immersive, which is good because you want to learn a skill that you're going to apply as a career. So you want to spend as much time as you can within the short period you have. So it's completely immersive. That could be a good advantage or a disadvantage, depends on how you look at it. If you want social life, that's a disadvantage for sure. So if it's expensive, then, and you need to sacrifice a lot of your time during that period, and not just that period, when you finish the program, when you get in the job, you got to apply for jobs, right? So you got to keep grinding, you got to keep applying for jobs, you got to keep creating projects and like learning stuff and expanding on your knowledge so you can get that job that you want and be able to excel in that job. So it's a lot of time, but trust me, it's worth it. But that's for bootcamp. And the last one I'm going to get into is self-taught. Self-taught is just learning stuff by yourself. Like you'd be like, okay, what does it take to be a web developer? You Google it, see different steps, see different resources. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna learn. I need to learn HTML. How am I gonna learn HTML? Google it. You learn HTML, become comfortable with it. Oh, what's next? CSS. Oh, I'm gonna learn CSS. Stuff like that. So that's being self-taught, and it's really good because the advantage is that you don't have to pay a dime. Like it's almost free. Like you barely spend any money. Every once in a while you get like all those Udemy courses that are like $12 or $15 dollars, but it's almost free. It's significant compared to the other ones. That's one advantage. Second advantage is you learn at your own pace. So if you're working a job or you just want to ease your way into it, that's even better because you can just do like self-taught and you learn as you go. Most times it tend to take a lot longer because before you can have everything. but then it's cheaper, right? So it depends on what you want. So that's the advantage to some people. The disadvantage is you gotta be you gotta be highly disciplined for you to be able to become a developer that way, because there's a lot to learn. There's so much you need to learn. So you gotta be disciplined with like how fast you gotta commit to something, how long you're gonna do it and learn it, and that's pretty much it. Very disciplined. Sometimes I don't think I can do it being like a self-developer, let's be honest, because self-taught developer, because there's a lot to learn, and doing it by yourself, it's a trade-off. You gotta be very disciplined to do that. Then the second one is that you must show or have projects to show that you're competent. Like the other ones, like school, you can be like, I don't have any project. They can be like, oh, you have the certification. Bootcamp is like, you have a certification. Self-taught is like, you need to have a project to show that at least you know what you're doing, because anybody can just say like you're a developer, right? Like you got to show something. So that's my take on that. My recommendation, I would give my recommendation. I would say, if you're interested or if you want to be a developer in 2020 or however or whenever you want to be, I think you should start out with self-taught. I think, well, if you're in high school, there's some courses that you can take like Java or like programming. Those ones are very important. If you can do that, fine. But if you're done like university or you're out of high school, I think the best way is being like starting out with the self-taught part. At least trying to learn one thing by yourself, because you can get into it and you might not like it, because it might look like, yeah, there's a lot of money, you can make a lot of money from working as a developer, flexible lifestyle, amazing like workplaces, like you can work from home or you can work remotely. There's so many advantages. But if you don't like what you're doing at work, forget the disadvantages. Like you're gonna be miserable for sure. So if you can learn learn at least something yourself, or try to do some research, start learning stuff, and if you're interested, then you can consider either one, going to school to get a degree, computer science, and or software engineering, and or doing like a boot camp. But I think I would recommend starting out yourself, trying to learn a bunch of things and seeing for yourself if you like it, if you want to pursue it. So that's my take on that. 3 different ways. So in summary or in recap, 3 different ways to become a developer here. You can, or 2020 or now, currently, you can go to school and get a degree as a computer science or software engineer program. Then you can become a developer that way. You can also go to a boot camp and become certified with the latest technologies, and that's good. And also you can be self-taught and learn everything yourself. That requires a lot of discipline. All right, thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch the whole video. Hit a like on the video, like this video, leave a comment in the section. I really appreciate it, so I can know. Say something like, oh, it was nice, or say what I missed, because I probably missed like a few things too, please. So leave a comment in the description, okay, in the comment section. All right, love you, man. Take care of yourself. I wish you the best as you become a developer. Reach out to me if you have any questions. I work as a full stack developer right now. I work in a consulting company, so I'm getting some experience. I might be able to point you to some resources. If not, I can ask somebody. So leave a comment, let me know what you think, or let me know what you just let me know. Let your boy know. All right, take care of yourself, man. Peace.